Okay, my name is Robert Carthel. I'm calling to order the zoning hearing officer hearing. There are no public comments to be offered and no minutes to be approved at this hearing. The first item before me is the Kennedy petition, so if we could bring in whoever is appearing for the Kennedys. While we're bringing them in, I'll read.
Hi, everybody.
The request for the petition. This is Z 25011, a variation to reduce the rear yard setback from required 25 feet to approximately 19.2 feet for attaching an existing detached garage to the existing home through an addition. I have two exhibits. One is a survey and the other is a site plan. May I ask the two, I guess I see two people online. Would you raise your hands and be sworn in, please?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, would you both identify yourselves? Tell us what your capacity is in this hearing. I know one of you is the owner.
I'm Megan Kennedy. I'm the homeowner.
Okay, and
I'm Cinda Lester, the architect, owner of 1212 Architects and Planners.
Okay, did you have any, I should indicate that the matter was published in the Daily Herald on August 5, and that I have no objections from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. Do you have any exhibits beyond the two that I suggested? Okay,
No.
so tell me basically, I mean, the request for the petition kind of says it all, but tell me the rationale, please.
So the existing garage is detached. And once we put an addition to connect the garage and the house, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, once we put an addition to connect the garage and the house, that would make the currently detached garage attached. It would make it non-compliant because it's not 25 feet from the rear yard setback or from the property line. It's only 19.
You know, and you're doing it precisely in the area that the site plan shows the new attached addition.
Yes, that is where the addition will go. The exact size and extent of the garage is not 100% known because we haven't moved forward with construction documents and pricing with the general contractor as of yet, because obviously we wanted to make sure it was allowed before we went any further.
Wait, I don't understand that. It's an existing detached garage.
Correct.
So you do know the exact location of the
No,
existing.
I mean the size of the new addition. So the new addition may change in width or dimension that we're using to connect the garage and the house.
Okay, what will the connection be used for? Will it be living space, a garage space, or just a passageway?
Garage and mudroom.
All right. I'm inclined to approve this because it's not my job to say whether it's a good idea or not a good idea to attach these two structures. That's your call. And if they are to be attached, it's obvious that you need this relief. Furthermore, I don't have to go through all of the 7 standards, and the hardship unique circumstance is evident to me because of the existing structures. However, if this is granted, it must be granted in connection with a specific site plan. So I will need those specific dimensions.
Okay, so ideally they would like to make the addition of the garage, the connection piece, they would like to make that wider to the extent that they could fit in additional cars. But again, we have not received pricing. We have not moved forward with any of that. We're happy to do that at next steps. I do have an option to show a wider plan, but we haven't had that priced yet. So
I can't, I don't know what you mean by next steps. You can't complete this step until you have that. So we have sort of a chicken and the egg type issue.
well, it's my understanding that the variation would be required for any addition connecting the two to make the garage connected regardless
Yeah, but
of
what
what
you're
that
not-
addition is.
But if I grant this, and if it's ultimately granted, it will be granted subject to a specific site plan, a detailed site plan, which shows the dimensions. I can't just grant a conceptual variation.
Okay. Would you like to see, I mean, I assume you don't want me to share my screen, but we have options where I can show you the wider
No.
option.
No, I don't
You
want.
want it resubmit is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd like to continue the hearing and then have you bring back a specific site plan. But I think,
Okay.
I mean, broadly speaking, I am inclined to grant this. And I cannot imagine any circumstance why the authorities above this step, namely the Development Committee and the full county board, would reject it based on this record. But again, it is a specific site plan that will be granted. So you got to draw it up, and then you're stuck with
Okay.
it.
Right. And so, yeah, that's again, our chicken and the egg, right? So if we
Let me-
ask, go
hold
ahead.
on. Let me suggest this. If you drew your maximum,
Uh-huh.
the maximum that you attended, and the maximum is approved, I mean, don't go crazy with it, but the likely reasonable maximum could be granted, and then if you reduce it at the building permit time, that would be permissible.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. We already have that drawn. So we can resubmit that then.
Okay, let's just do that, and I'll continue your case for, what's our next hearing date?
September 3rd.
September 3rd work for you?
Sure. At the same time, at 2:30?
Yeah, same system. And it'll be continued hearing. We'll adopt this record. We'll take your new site plan as an exhibit, and effectively that will conclude the hearing.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much. We'll see you at September 3rd.
Thank you.
Everybody.
I'll call Z25055 the Kalinsky case. This is a request for variation to increase the height for a detached accessory building, which is an existing detached garage, from permitted 15 feet to approximately 18 feet. I have an undated survey offered as exhibit number 1, and I have something that is a marked up hodgepodge of information which has all kinds of notes on it, which is presumably the site plan. It's exhibit number 2. I'll determine whether I need this as we proceed. I'll indicate the matter was published in the Daily Herald on August 5, 2025. I have no objections from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. May I ask you folks to raise your hand and be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Okay, do I understand correctly that you were issued a building permit in error? And that the height of the structure is currently built at 18 feet in accordance with the building permit that was issued?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And just tell me who are you, sir?
I'm the homeowner and this is my wife,
Hi, first names?
Jeff and Maria.
Right.
He's our
Peter.
contractor.
Okay. And you is there some rationale that you wanted 18 feet?
Can I go through
No.
somewhere? Okay.
I want to make this very clean.
Sure, okay.
What is the reason that you wanted to build at 18?
It was 18 feet, there's a little, there's extra storage on top. And it gives me room to put boxes and whatnot, because when we moved, we downsized into this home.
And so you're restricted in your storage space.
Correct.
Got it. I understand the rationale. I'm sympathetic to your case. I have some issues with the surveys and the site plans, which I'll talk about in a minute. Is there something in this document that you feel is necessary to complete the record?
I don't totally understand your question.
You're winning.
I mean, there's additional information in there, but no, sir. I went through the background of when we applied for the permit, what happened between.
I don't even know, I haven't reviewed this, so I don't know what's in it.
Sure.
My view is don't
Say too much.
cloud the record.
Sure, no. My neighbors are cool with it. It's designed to match the house and the existing neighborhood architecture,
Perfect.
everything like that.
All right, let's withdraw this. Now, let me talk about this process. I make a recommendation which will be available to you at our recommendation meeting, which is the 3rd, September 3rd, starts at about 3 o'clock. And that recommendation will constitute my proposal to the County Development Committee. And then they go through a process and essentially pass the matter to the full county board. I cannot do that based on these exhibits because this survey is undated. And it may come from this, which says 2023, but the survey is inaccurate because it doesn't show the garage. So you're gonna need a new survey. And once you get a survey, it will show the garage and thereby serve as both the survey and the site plan, which are the two required exhibits. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great. Sir? I don't think we got your name, did we?
Peter. The garage is shown on the site plan.
The garage is penciled in on the site plan.
Yes, does it have to be done by a surveyor to be adequate?
Yes, because I need to start with a survey. If you had a valid survey which shows the garage, then
We can do that.
yeah,
We'll do that.
I don't think it'll be real expensive to update this survey. So I don't want to delay the process. If it's simply a matter of withdrawing these two exhibits and substituting with the updated survey, if you can get that done by September 3rd, I'll rule on this case on September 3rd and just accept through the administrative process without going to additional hearing, the additional exhibits.
Sure, we'll get you a survey.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Um,
Before September 3rd, right? Yes.
That's gonna be quick. Well, we gotta ask the surveyor. I can't do it. It has to be done by this. We have to call
We will get it
the
done.
initial survey.
We will get it done by September 3rd.
well, don't pay a premium because,
No, I want to accommodate your schedule and.
no, I want to accommodate your schedule. I've got a hearing 2 weeks after that. So if the guy says, well, I'll get it done for you by September 3rd, but there's gonna be a premium for accelerated review of the case, then we'll just do it on to the
2 weeks
next
later.
hearing.
We're anxious to get going. It's been sitting around for a couple of months.
I thought it was built.
It's not built. It's framed out and it's wrapped with Tyvek.
Oh, and so the building department said stop?
So we got a stop order a month after we started the work. So we got the permit. We commenced the building, and then about a month later, after the framing was complete and it was wrapped with Tyvek, we got a stop work order.
What's the date of these? 2023?
So.
Is that when you bought the property?
Oh, sounds about right. Some May of 2023. Was it Joe? I think we closed in May. We request, the relative dates are, the permit was requested on July 30th this year. We received a permit and the plans were approved on March 17th. And then we commenced construction and it got to a condition like that.
I see.
And then that's when we got the stop work order. And that was on May 20th.
All right, so there's been, I don't wanna. I don't wanna be too antiseptic about the rules here. Which is a nice way to say, the heck with the rules. If you will work with our staff after this hearing to submit an affidavit that says this is a true and the survey is a true and accurate depiction of the property as it exists today, with the exception of the garage, which is shown accurately on the site plan, then I will forego the need for any new exhibits. I'll rule on the case on September 3rd, subject to that affidavit. Okay?
Okay, how do I apply?
Work with the staff. We have a form.
So,
And we'll just get the doctor up form portal.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Close the
Appreciate
hearing.
your time.
Good luck. I'm the zoning hearing officer. What's your name, folks?
I'm Adina and this is
Kevin.
my brother Kevin
And your last name?
Mahmutovich.
And, well, I'll wait till we get on the record. Okay, I'm gonna call the Mahmutovich hearing, which is 25047. This is a request for variation to reduce the corner side yard setback from required 30 feet to approximately 14 feet for a new pool. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on August 5, 2025. That's about a 6/10 of an acre lot. I have objections from the village of Addison with a document indicating those objections. Generally, that the village doesn't feel that this request would conform if, according to the rules of the village. And then the health department indicates an objection due to the location of the pool with respect to the property's private sewage disposal system. Property has a variance request application filed for the private sewage disposal system dated July 2018, I guess. I have 3 exhibits. The first is a survey. I cannot tell the date of the survey because this is apparently a copy and the date has been cut off. And then I have a site plan in which the pool has been penciled in. I have the same difficulty with the date, and then I have sort of a what is indicated as proposed septic system, Army Trail Park, which I will let the petitioner explain, but I believe it's the health department item. Would you both raise your hands and be sworn in?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yep.
You know, I've never had anybody say yep, so.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Now let's start with the date of the survey. When did you purchase this house?
December 2014.
So was the survey done at that time? Where did you get this survey? From your closing documents?
I believe I got the survey here when we're doing the other improvements on the property.
So you don't know the date
I
of
don't
this,
know I remember.
and what is this document?
That's something that we had when we bought the house that was given to us for septic lines. And when we were doing the shed, I believe lady from Maria, was it from health department?
Yeah.
She
She'll
looked at
that one.
yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what's the rationale for your case?
We just would like to have a pool in the backyard. I don't know where we can put it, so.
We already have a pool, but it's on the ground, right? It's one of those.
Well, we don't have.
Yeah.
You have an
Yeah,
above ground pool.
Yeah, about the plastic one,
Okay, one at a time, because we're making a record
Oh.
of this.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just, well, to your point, it was an Intex pool that we put for my daughter to, anyway, but it wasn't like any, it wasn't like a constructional pool or anything. It was
So you want to build a build-in pool,
We-
in-ground pool.
Not like all the way in ground.
Semi
It's just
in-ground.
like a foot, maybe, so it's a little bit lower than our fence. So, because we are right next to high school, you know, so just a little bit more
for the
privacy.
privacy.
That's
Well,
about it.
just to add to that, we wanna make sure that we have appropriate pool, that if we're going in semi in-ground, that is capable, and it is for the semi in-ground, so
Right. We
it's
wanna make sure
from the
there's-
structured standpoint,
Right.
because
Structurally, you know,
yeah, considering that we have septic lines right next to it, and, septic lines are open, and making sure from the pool safety standpoint and using the pool that, there is nothing, any concerns there.
right.
But that's kind of the area where is like the only area where there's no septic lines. Whereas we believe it's appropriate to put the pool, and where we had the Intex pool on the top of that, ground as well.
I mean, we already have a pool, so it's,
But it's an Intex pool,
yeah,
it's
it's just,
just,
yeah,
I don't even call it a pool.
wind blows and it wobbles. And all our neighborhood, like, everybody in neighborhood has a pool. My extra door neighbor, all the way down the line, they all have pools.
Everybody in yeah.
Well, next to us, everybody has pools. I mean,
Well, we are in an unincorporated area and everybody has pools and
Right.
there's those.
Okay, so your argument is that the pool would otherwise encroach on the septic field if you complied with the ordinance.
Sorry, I don't understand what encroach means.
The pool would be built upon the septic field if you complied with the 30-foot setback.
Yes.
requirement.
Oh, and another thing is, we have an electric line, what do you call it, that's connected from the pole, what do you call
all to
it,
the house.
to the house?
So I made sure that I'm 10 feet from it. So I'm not like underneath, you know, because by the law, you have to be away from the electric line, like 10 feet. So I made sure that I'm, and also you can see here is like 14 to 15 feet to full line from the fence or by the street. So I also made sure that there is enough space right there, so it doesn't interfere with anything. And also there's enough space between my septic lines. I mean,
And another thing is why that pool where we put it, from the line standpoint, the line is like crooked, it's not like straight line. So it gives that 10 feet, is it, I think 10 feet distance that it has to be from, the pool needs to be from that line.
Well, I have no idea where this electrical line is. This is the service to your house
Yeah,
from an electrical pole on the corner, at the corner point of your lot.
no, it's in our lot,
in the middle,
yeah.
yeah.
Show me on this septic drawing, approximately pencil in the electrical line.
So this is the house, the pole is right here, and the line
I see,
goes straight
I see,
like this way.
Right.
okay.
Which also, engineer told me that it's possible to move onto side over here by the street and like right next to the house. But we gotta come up with finances. to do
Yeah,
that.
we reached out to comment about
Yeah.
the line, because, yeah,
So, that's
Right.
something that's, you know,
Anything else?
no, just
that's.
like to have a pool.
Yeah, something that is like in there, you know, like stable and not wobbly.
Kind of jealous of
All right,
neighbors.
I will take this under. I'm jealous of my neighbors, but I ain't spending any money for a pool. All right, I'll take this under advisement and I'll render a decision on September 3rd at 3 o'clock. That's the schedule for the recommendation session. You do not have to be here. It'll be an online meeting where I go through several cases and just say approved, denied,
Right.
whatever.
Boom,
Okay,
boom, boom.
yep, that's what I can.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Wait, first. Hi, my name is Bob Carthol, sir. I'm the zoning hearing officer. I understand you're here for a case that we've already concluded. Can you identify yourself, please?
You're talking to me, right?
Yes,
Yeah, sorry, I got caught up in something. So this was for my neighbor. I'm Steve McInnes, sorry. And this is for Kalinsky.
yeah, okay, let me explain something.
Yeah.
I can't take your testimony now because
I get it.
the hearing has been concluded.
Okay,
However, if you want to send us an email, you could do two things. You can review the record in this case, and then you can send us an email. Will the record be available before September 3? So you can review the record in this case and then send an email stating
Got it.
anything you want to tell me, and I will consider that at the September 3rd
I'll
recommendation.
just walk next door and see how the meeting went. That's all. I thought I was gonna join it now, but I know I'm late.
Meeting went pretty well.
Okay,
All right, thank you, sir.
thanks for doing what you're doing.
You bet.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye now. Bye.
I'm calling petition Z 25032, the Comra petition. This is a request to reduce the required rear yard setback for a new house addition from 25 feet to approximately 11.35 feet. The matter was published in the Daily Herald on August 5, 2025, and I have no objections from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. I'm going to adopt the prior record in this case, which was heard in June, including the recommendation that is part of the record in this case. It was republished because certain neighbors did not receive the required notice of the petition. I presume I have those people here today, and I'll ask you each to raise your hand and be sworn in. Oh, I didn't see you.
Hi.
Okay, 3 people.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes.
you're Ms. Kamra,
Yes,
right? All right,
that's right.
I've adopted the record in this case, which means you don't have to give any new testimony, but you can respond to the comments from your neighbors, okay?
Okay,
See,
Thank you.
let's, I'll note that these two ladies have been sworn in. Who would like to speak first?
Go ahead.
All right, tell us your name, spell your last name, and then tell us your address.
Nancy Curtis, Curtis, 21W580 Huntington Road, Glenallen.
Okay, and what's your information that you have?
The information that I have is, number one, we did not receive the first notice.
I've said that. That's why
Okay.
we're here. We're redoing this case.
Okay, this directly affects us. These neighbors are directly behind us. The way that their lot is shaped, I don't know that this portrays it the way that I see it. There's a cul-de-sac behind us. We're straight. So this point where the addition is asked for is really the closest part of the house to our property.
Okay,
It's so close that as it stands right now, when our neighbors are on their porch, we can hear them talking. All of our windows are on that side of our house. Only one window is in the front, a bedroom. On the back facing that property is our family room, our living room, our dining room, and a guest bedroom. There's a room. I'm sorry? In the sunroom. Our sunroom, yes.
okay.
I think it really, it does not go with the neighborhood. I don't see other homes that are built so close together behind. We're already close together on the sides. The houses on either side and behind us are tall, we're a ranch. I knew that when I moved there, but I did not expect that they would come closer in the back.
Okay. Thank you. And do you have, would you like to make a statement as
Sure.
well, or just?
My name is Kathy, Kathy, Colling, Kolling, 21W 580 Huntington Road. I support that, those statements. I just feel that that would have this building as it stands now, and they're asking, 25 feet to 11 feet. I think that's really an encroachment. I think it would reduce our property value, increase the noise. I mean, we live practically out in our sunroom the whole time. And I feel like that is gonna be a visual intrusion on, our living area on the back. I'm also concerned about drainage, since we are the lowest house on all three sides. We did have our lot graded when we first moved in. But with this addition, I feel like, it's taking up a lot of ground away from drainage issues as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ms. Camera, you do not have to respond to this, but you can make the final remark. I won't go back to these ladies, but if you want to respond in any way to those comments, you may, but again, you don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the concerns. I think in terms of being able to hear us talk, we hear our neighbors talk too. We're in a neighborhood where when we're outside or when our patio door is open, we can also hear all of our neighbors around us. It's a part of just the layout of our neighborhood. I understand any concerns around, drainage. I will say we do use that space already in our backyard in the summer when our son is out playing and we've got the sprinkler on and he's in his pool and his slip and slide. So it's not as though that space isn't being used today, but yes, I understand it will be used differently. And as my husband mentioned, we will do whatever we can in terms of drainage within what we can reasonably do to help accommodate, anything that we can in terms of
Okay.
drainage.
All right, thank you very much. I'll close the hearing and issue a recommendation at September 3rd, approximately 3 o'clock or shortly thereafter. And it'll be the same format as this, so you don't have to attend. You can just zoom in or wait for the record to be made. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Styled as zoning petition 25056. This is a request to reduce the required lot size for 2 new lots serviced with water and septic from 40,000 square feet to approximately 22.5 and 22.5 for lots 1 and 2 respectively. Matter was published in the Daily Herald. It's currently serviced by Well and Septic. I have no objections or comments from any of the authorities to whom we've circulated the petition. The lot is just slightly over 1 acre. And I have a survey which is dated 1994 and a site plan, which is a markup of the survey. And then I have a copy of a tax bill, which I don't know if I'm going to take this as an exhibit or not, because I don't know the value of it until testimony is offered. May I ask all four of anybody that's going to testify to raise your hand and be sworn in, please?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony and evidence you're about to give at this time shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, let's get you all identified first. So let me start with you, sir. What's your name and address? Spell your last name.
Jeff Agner, AGNER, and I reside at 5714 Chase, which is directly south of the
All
property.
right, and you, miss?
Jane Agner, AGNER. I
Sit
reside
first. And you?
Lisa Chavez, 2333 College Road, directly west.
Okay, thank you. And you, sir?
Edward Gegenheimer, 2209 College Road.
Okay, thank you. You're presenting, sir?
Yeah.
All right, I have these two exhibits that are admitted. This one I don't, let's just resolve the exhibit. Why are you presenting the tax bill?
Proof that I own the property.
Oh, that's already in the record, so
Okay.
we'll acknowledge that you're the owner of the property. And that would be this exhibit, so. All right, Mr. Gegenheimer, tell me the rationale to support your case.
I offered this first.
What is it?
It's a petition I circulated. I walked around the neighborhood and had every neighbor say that they're okay with it. 14 of them were in agreement.
Yeah, I have a letter that I didn't indicate,
One abstained.
which I should read it. I'm not gonna read the letter, but I'll indicate that the record does include a letter from, which is an email essentially from Diana and Michael Duncan. And let me take your petition. Okay, we'll include this in the letter. Objections. Okay, so I have something that is indicated as a petition. But the individual acknowledgement appears to be an acknowledgement that the notary notarized Gegenheim's signature. But there's no certification here by Mr. Gegenheim as is required by the petition. But by the rules for petitions. So we'll deal with that in a minute. First, go ahead and tell us your rationale.
Okay, I like to separate the property. My wife's in an assisted living facility, memory care unit, and financially it's getting to be a bit much. So it's been an asset since we bought the property on 1994. So we thought one of these days, perhaps we're gonna sell it for whatever reason. And that's what started things for me was to make sure that she's well cared for and comfortable, and that's where she's at now. It's becoming a bit much financially for me.
All right, anything else, sir? And just for the record, when you say you wanna divide the property, the division is precisely in accordance with the site plan drawing that you've made here.
Correct.
The history of this case is that you were here once before, is that right?
No, sir.
You were not, okay. Any comments from any of the neighbors? The three of you wanna make any comments?
I'm Lisa Chavez, and I am in favor of the petitioner. Some of the rationale includes we have several neighboring properties that are at this time smaller than the lots to be divided.
Thank you.
Some of them significantly smaller. So it only seems fair that Ed should be allowed to divide his property.
Where are those properties?
Ed has some information on
I
that.
have a list.
Well, I'm looking at a site plan. I guess this property was subdivided once, but between James Avenue and Chase Avenue and 59th Street and whatever this street is, presumably to the north,
It's College.
College,
Yes.
all of these properties are of the same size or larger, right? In that square block,
Going south, yes.
okay? You want to offer an additional exhibit? All right, I'll take
The list
this.
of homeowners in the area and everything that's highlighted has square footage of their property.
Okay,
And they're either, I think there's 14 of them that are either, I'm sorry, 9 that are either 22,500 square feet. That's what my property would be if we do indeed, or when we subdivide. Or less than that. One of them is 50 by 200. So
All right,
that's
and,
the minimum one.
do you want to tell me where these are? I guess it's up to me to figure out where these are. But why don't you give me some narrative testimony
Okay,
about,
they're within 300 feet of my property.
all of these are within 300 feet of your property?
Yes.
Okay,
Some of them,
That's
they
possible.
just, the circle just barely caught the corner of the property. But,
okay,
it's over here.
what's this? So now this is another exhibit, so I'll take this as 4. Oh, I see. This is the decoder ring for exhibit 3, huh?
Right.
Great. And then, do you folks want to make a statement?
I do have, I don't know if it's just a brief comment to his or if I can present now.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay,
You can do both.
thank you. Can I just go ahead and hand that over to him, some documentation?
Are you objecting?
I am opposed,
All
and
right,
that,
and I'll take this as objectors group exhibit 1.
and that is why my husband's signature is not on that petition, because we are the only ones in opposition, because,
Are you the people that I mentioned earlier with the email?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Great.
Yeah,
So I read your,
Excuse me, Mike and Diane Duncan sent you the email.
Oh, I'm sorry, I also sent an email, so I apologize.
oh, I didn't get that.
Okay, and actually at the back, I did send, Paul an email,
Okay,
and then my husband did send Paul an email. If you did not get either one of those, I did attach them there at the back as
great.
well.
I'll take it as objectors group exhibit number 1. All right, want to tell me, I'll review this later, but tell me your,
Okay,
or do you have another? I do it?
What's in there?
I think that's probably my
This is-
husband.
This is, yeah, there's. Jan.
Oh, I guess I read it wrong, or else I.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Well, that's what you get. All right, I do have your email. Now I have
Thank
2
you.
copies. All
Thank you.
right,
Okay, I'll just read just because I'm not good at remembering everything.
well, you can't read things into the record. Submit it as. a
Oh,
document.
yeah, I did submit it as a document, but can I read what I was gonna say in this?
Can you just summarize it?
Sure, sure. So, I want to thank you for allowing me to go ahead and speak today. I know that the county establishes, processes and procedures, and they try to accommodate all of the county, but by mere size and the diverse land that, characteristics that the county has, one size cannot fit all. And the county even realizes that and allows for variances when someone is trying to develop their property. Even with both of those taken into consideration, I don't think that this split can be done in all good conscience. I'm requesting that the county take a serious look at the existing, water drainage conditions that exist on, our parcels. And how if it was split and the other part developed, how it would impact my property. No other neighbor around would be impacted by development of my neighbor's property but me. So while I appreciate him getting all of these signatures, none of them will be impacted. None of them. All of the water drain off from my neighbor's property goes directly towards my septic field. And I have detailed pictures that will show the water situations that we have. And it's not taken from a one-off storm or an intense storm. These are varying pictures over different types of storms. It depends on the storm in terms of hours or days, how and where the water will sit. My neighbor has done extensive drainage processes to his property. I think you said, were you here once before? What happened is that initially he had wanted to go ahead and have a builder put at least 2 homes on his property, an open lot. And it was gonna require a retention pond or a detention pond, and then water would slowly pour through the back of my yard for drainage. I had to get an attorney as well as a stormwater engineer. And that was inevitably dismissed. I guess maybe the builder didn't want to have to tackle that. So I'm actually surprised when I see that my neighbor, through all of this extensive drainage that he's been doing, and even since that denial, or that, I guess I should say why it wasn't a denial, but the builder decided not to pursue it. Because of the case that I made about water drainage issues coming onto my property and increasing with the development that was initially wanted. He has, back in 2021, he has actually put in more drainage tiles, and I do have a picture of the underground system. He's put in more pits or drainage catch basins that all flow into that initial French tile system that he had put in a while ago before we owned the property. The previous owner, I guess they made a deal where it started at his property in 2 spots wide, and that's the documentation I showed you, and it channels through my backyard. He's added more piping to direct it away from his house, away from the septic field, utilizing my backyard for all of the water drainage.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, I don't have an option to hook up to sewer. I've also presented that DuPage, Downers Grove, the closest sewer hookup for me is at the end of Chase. And their project is about a $700,000 project, and I know that they can reclaim some of that. If my septic system fails, I don't have an option. This is more of a health and safety issue. I have 4 people living in my home, 2 teenagers and and we have never had any issues. So I would ask, maybe if you would mind asking my neighbor, at this point, after all of this extensive drainage work that he's done, why today he feels that all of a sudden he can split his lot in half and not have any ramifications if a house is built on that empty lot.
well, he can respond to that in his
Yes,
concluding
okay.
remarks, if he wishes to do so.
Okay, thank you. And so I just don't know, I don't feel, I think the houses were placed where they were when it was developed. Because you had mentioned that it was initially one and then they had some splits. These homes were placed to allow for the drainage and knowing the different elevations of the land and where the water naturally is gonna flow downhill. There's no way to get around it, and that downhill is my property. And I feel for him and his wife, but I don't have an option.
Okay.
Thank you.
I let you go on a little bit beyond our limits, but that's because you're the next door neighbor, very directly affected. Sir, do you want to make a statement or just agree with the remarks of your wife?
Yeah, I would just, very quickly, I would just reiterate what she said, and I feel terrible for Ed, and I, you know, if there's a solution that doesn't negatively affect us, and maybe that entails sanitary hookups or stormwater management, but I think the problem is that the costs become prohibitive, you know, so this is kind of where we're both stuck, so.
Right, thank you. Mr. Gegenheim, any concluding remarks?
I haven't done anything additional to the stormwater in years. When Frank and Judy lived, the previous owner, through the 5714 Chase, Michael Dow was an employee of DuPage County, and he recommended or suggested we do a French drain. And the water that moves through that French drain comes from the north side of College. And I can't control that. There's a culvert under the college, and the water comes from the north side of college through the culvert, through my side yard, into Jeff and Jane's yard and around and towards Chase and then further, runs further south.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let me ask you about this petition. Who circulated the petition?
I did,
Did all of these people sign their names in your presence?
yes.
Right, that legend is supposed to be shown on here, but I'm not gonna reject the petition because that is not shown since you testified accordingly. So I'll take the petition and let the record reflect that it's in substantially proper form because of the petitioner's testimony. I'll close the hearing, take the matter under advisement and render a decision at the 3 o'clock recommendation meeting on September 3rd. You don't have to attend that. You can attend online or wait for the decision to be published, okay? Thanks very much, everybody. Business. So I'll adjourn the 2:30 hearing and call the 3 o'clock recommendation meeting. Yeah, you're welcome, thank you. Tell me what.
You're good.
This is the 3 o'clock scheduled recommendation meeting for August 20th, 2025 of the zoning hearing officer. I'll call the meeting to order. And first of all, indicate that we're a little late because of the number of hearings that we had at the 2:30 session. I will indicate there is no public comment to be heard. And that I have several items of minutes to be approved. Those minutes are for the meeting and public hearing of July 2nd, 2025, the recommendation meeting of July 2nd, 2025, and the meeting and public hearing of July 16, 2025. I've reviewed the transcript of the minutes that has been prepared. And I will approve and adopt all 3 of those minutes. Then I have so here's minutes. And then I have the next item is the Dubner petition from Milton Township, which is a variation of increased heights of a fence and the opacity of the fence. That has been committed to writing, and I have a written recommendation regarding that case, which I can't seem to find, but I have reviewed it and I will adopt it and sign it. I then have, well, that's the Dubner petition. Then I have the Jin Sadi Investments LLC. That is a variation request for 8-foot privacy fence, a certain area with a certain area of the property. I reviewed that recommendation, which is a recommendation to approve. I don't believe I indicated that the prior Dubner case was a recommendation to approve, but if I miss that, I'll amend my remarks to indicate that that is approved. This Jin Sadi recommendation or variation request is also approved. And I'm adopting the write-up. Then I have the Porter petition. This is a request for variation of interior side yard for a new shed from 10 feet to approximately 3 feet. That recommendation has also been committed to writing, and it is a recommendation to approve, which I will sign and adopt. Finally, I have the Hennig petition. This is a variation to reduce the interior side setback for a chicken coop from the required 25 feet to approximately 3 feet. I reviewed my recommendation in this case is to deny this petition for request. That has also been committed to writing, and I am, after having reviewed that writing, I am approving the write-up concerning the recommendation for denial. I have no old business, no new business, and so I will adjourn this recommendation session.